episode 8.
2 months on YouTube. Let's go.
This is great. What, we got 50 subs now?
Yes, we
That's
just
crazy.
surpassed 50 subs. We appreciate all of your support. Tonight we're not building Legos. We have all of our sets that we've done for the last 2 months. And we got a comment a while ago to talk about the NFL draft, which we're going to get to in the end of this video. But to start, we're going to talk about all of the recent transactions in the NFL that have gone on.
I got the list of the free agency moves right here.
The free agency market has been insane. Seems like every running back has changed teams in the last 2 days. Austin Eckler is on Washington. Derrick Henry is on the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
It's been insane. Personally, I'm a Pitt fan. We got Russell Wilson for $1 million. I'll take that. I don't know how well he's going to play. There are reports as of today that Pittsburgh could get Mike Williams or someone else. We need someone else because Deontay Johnson just went to Carolina. Other than that, I'm happy with what we've done so far. Doesn't mean we're going to win any games because we have Arthur Smith as our offensive coordinator, and he's a psychopath. So we're not going to win anything.
Yep.
Pats.
Oh, yeah,
They've done nothing.
Yeah, I mean, signed a few players, not really anything game-changing, but we could be the Cowboys. They've done literally nothing.
Zero transactions.
I am so happy. I am so happy. Tony Pollard is gone.
Yep.
I'm loving it. I can't wait. Cannot wait for the Giants to play the Cowgirls next year twice and not seeing that dude run the ball, bro. It is going to be great. That team is falling apart.
You just bolstered your defense and offensive linemen, too. So.
But you know who you won't see running? Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley is an Eagle, which is disgusting to think about. But they have no defense, so they're not going to do anything.
I was crying in my jersey.
I mean, I think we got to talk more about Derrick Henry, though. That team is looking real scary.
So we signed him. It's $16 million for 2 years, up to 20 with incentives, with $9 million guaranteed in the first year, bro. Having him in the backfield with Lamar Jackson, with Zay Flowers, with Nelson Aguilar, and fucking. Oh, man,
they're gonna draft a receiver.
Keaton Mitchell. We don't have cap space to sign him.
I mean,
Keaton Mitchell.
He's coming back from injury. He should be good.
Yeah. It's gonna be scary.
The only big loss is Patrick Queen. Which
we lost Patrick Queen.
Pitt got Patrick Queen. Their defense is just becoming more and more stacked. They apparently might trade for Justin Simmons or Jamal Adams. I heard that today to go and play with Minka again, even though he's washed. But maybe they get something out of him. How about Kirk Cousins?
Chains.
The fact that Arthur Smith is finally gone and we have a quarterback that can actually throw the ball, I think they'll actually win the division this season.
They should.
Yeah.
And
Plus their defense is even bad. Jesse Bates. Dude, I don't even know who their safety is. I forgot.
Bro, so the defense.
They've always had
1 out of 11 players, but that's okay.
They compete. They hit hard. They fly to the ball.
I feel like Kirk Cousins kind of overpaid a little bit.
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah.
I think it was a good idea for you.
4 years, 180.
180 million. I mean, they could have paid Lamar $200 million last year and had Lamar. But
I heard the contract is guaranteed 2 years, and after that they can just cut him. Save 80 million.
Yeah, it's probably an option then. Yeah, that's a lot better than what I thought. Because he's 35, he just came back for an injury. He's going to play till he's 39. Okay. Kirk Cousins has a losing record in the playoffs, which isn't good.
No.
But even for the Falcons, just to win that division will be obviously an advancement in there.
You know the one team he beat in the playoffs? The Saints.
Yeah. I remember that.
Saints.
Now you talk about Giants moves so far. You got the GOAT, baby, Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock. I don't think it's going to fly, though. I think Drew Lock is going to be the backup. Danny Blowhole is done. I'm pretty sure he is done.
Why? Who do you think is going to be the starter? Draft someone?
Yeah.
They're drafting. So, Giants right now, there's a couple of mix. Me and my dad have been talking about it. My dad likes Oregon for football. We're both Notre Dame fans, but he likes Oregon, so he's a big Bo Nix fan.
Yeah. He had a good pro day.
Yeah, he's good. Who I really, really want is he seems the best out of all of them. I know everyone's like, Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniel. No. It's McCarthy from Michigan, bro. The
He'll
dude
be
literally
good.
just won a national championship. He has an arm like Rodgers. This dude had the best combine for a quarterback, and the Giants could get him. We just don't know how it's gonna go the way the draft board is going and all that stuff. But
They need
I'm hoping,
receivers too in the draft.
Yeah.
I'm stoked that we got Brian Burns. He's gonna be our best defensive
For nothing,
player.
bro.
For
Didn't even
nothing.
give up a first round.
Nothing.
It's insane.
Thank you, Carolina. You guys.
And speaking of, Carolina got offered 2 first-rounders and a second-rounder for Brian Burns by the Rams a couple years ago. Denied it.
And they didn't even get a first round when they traded McCaffrey away. Not one single first round pick. It's like
No.
they're giving their players away for actually nothing. Like
No, we
zero.
got him. We got the guy from the Packers. I forgot his name, but he's actually one of the best O linemen. So we needed that, obviously. Clearly,
they
that's
get-
Kari?
Bakhtiari?
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got him. We needed that. It makes sense. Saquon leaves, and we're starting to, beef up the O line,
They're
right?
gonna have to draft an RB too. Yeah.
Yeah, RB. I mean, we have Singletary. He's not the
Okay,
greatest, yes,
yeah.
and all the Giants fans are literally slandering him and stuff like saying, "Oh wow, what a great replacement."
I mean, he's better
Guys,
than the average running back.
Guys.
Yeah.
He's pretty good for what he did in Houston.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Houston. Joe Mixon.
Houston now has Joe
dude.
Mixon.
Joe
That's
Mixon.
They got
Crazy.
Daniel
Argument.
Hunter, one of the best D linemen. They got Jeff Okudah for $6 million. And I was talking to Jacob, our friend. He's a Texans fan, and one of their coaches was one of the coaches for the Lions, and he's like lower on their coaching staff. And he was very close with Okudah, so they can get him to pop. Like he's not playing that well. That's why he only got paid $6 million. But if they get him to pop, he's going to be a good signing for them.
Mm-hmm.
How about Colts?
So I can't say they haven't done nothing, but they have, but they haven't. In terms of free agency, they have not picked up anyone. Oh, sorry, Joe Flacco. They signed Joe Flacco. That's right.
Oh, yeah, the
That's right.
savior.
Yeah, comeback player of the year. Besides that, they re-signed a good amount of players. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the roster because how the Colts are. They're a mid-tiered team. No one really knows too much, but they re-signed Kenny Moore as the cornerback.
Yeah.
So that's a good
had
signing.
3 picks in one game. How about that?
Yeah, he's probably our best defensive player, but he's tied with Zaire Franklin, the linebacker. He also got re-signed, and then we signed Michael Pittman for 3 years. That's great. This is a problem.
Lots of money.
Lots of money for Michael Pittman, and by the time Michael Pittman's contract is up, you're worried about signing players and getting players for the opposite side of offense. Our defense is crap. It is horrible. We can't, dude. Kirk Cousins. Some people think he's a trash quarterback. As trash as he can be, dude, he'll score 6 touchdowns on the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings game against the Colts.
Dude.
Remember that shit?
I remember.
How many games?
It was the biggest comeback ever.
In
If-
regular season
If
history.
that does not explain the Colts secondary, fuck, I don't know what does.
You know what I just realized? Since we were talking about signings, you know who the Giants signed from the Colts?
No,
Isaiah McKenzie, the special teams.
Special teams.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, and
He was on the Bills before.
Yeah, Giants fans are souped.
yeah.
Devin Duvernay.
Well, by the time we get our defense figured out,
Who?
Pittman's gonna be gone.
I'll check
Pittman's
that out.
gonna
It's
be
gonna
gone.
it's keeping up with both sides of the football, and it's not gonna work. Where do I think we land in the division? Probably
He went to the
third.
Jags.
And so yeah.
Jags have.
Jags got a lot.
They
Mac Jones, baby.
They also lost Ridley, which
Yeah.
that team is going to be good now. The Titans. They have D Hop, Wrigley, Tony Pollard. Like
Yeah.
it's going to depend on how well Will Levis plays and how their new coach adapts their team because they don't have Vrabel anymore.
But hear me out though. Tony Pollard is very used to a stacked O line.
I know.
He's going to be playing for a garbage mid-tier
Yeah.
O line. So we need to see how Tony actually plays. Don't get me wrong. Tony Pollard's wicked.
that
he's
reminds
good.
You want to talk about a running back behind a garbage mid-tier O-line who just moved to a good one?
He went from the 30th worst O line to top 3.
Yeah.
Like, in run. Yeah. So
He did.
Derrick Henry.
Well, yeah, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yep.
From the Titans to the Ravens.
And
Imagine
we
how
just-
much better he's going to be.
We
Even if that's like insane to say.
Yeah, we released Tyus Bowser, who didn't play at all last season. We reworked Ronnie Stanley's contract, so he's getting paid less because he's been getting hurt, and so that way we can be under the cap for the Derrick Henry signing. We traded. Oh my God, who we traded? We traded someone of the Jets. I forgot his name.
Sorry to cut into your
It's a
Jets
defender,
talk
isn't
real
it?
quick.
Yeah.
But I did not mention people like, oh, he's a Colts fan. You didn't even mention the quarterback. I don't know what to say about Anthony Richardson. I hope he does well.
I'm telling you, you can come back to this video.
He's been saying he's going to do extremely well. I hope
will.
he does. I have nothing to rely on. He got injured.
But he was
He
he was
can't really
playing,
do
he
anything.
was playing well though.
He was
If-
doing okay.
And now he's gonna
He was doing
realize I have to protect myself. I can't
Yeah,
run
he
every
can't-
single
yeah,
play.
yeah.
I have to be somewhat of
If
a
he
pocket
watches
quarterback.
like running quarterback film and sees how he can protect himself, he's
Yeah.
gonna be nasty.
and how to fall, like what Tua did, like learn how to fall, that type of stuff. Like when you do that, you're not gonna take those hits. You're just gonna go down, get out of the way. He will be good.
I can't
He'll-
say much
He's
about
gonna
him.
bring that team to
but
the playoffs. He
he's-
will. I'll say it. I don't care. He is legit. Him
was-
in college,
It was
he played
definitely
for
a
Florida.
risky
He was
signing.
insane.
A risky draft pick.
It was.
But it's
It's a
I
good
hope
one.
it pays off.
Yep.
high risk, high reward.
The one team that I think it doesn't even matter what they did in free agency, doesn't matter what's going on with the other 31 teams in the league, your Chiefs are going to three-peat.
That's right.
The Kansas City Chiefs are going to three-peat. They re-signed Chris Jones.
Yeah, it's the largest defensive contract
They
Uh,
tagged
ever.
Snead.
Legarius Sneed's tagged.
Yeah.
Everyone-
McDuffie's there on a contract still.
McDuffie. All the talks about, what AFC team is going to compete with the Chiefs? Okay, I said it before. We were talking before this.
Yeah.
Everyone said the Bengals. The Bengals just lost
Other people.
Everyone.
majority of the production of the team. So who competes now with them?
They're going to lose T. Higgins. They lost Joe
Yeah,
Mixon.
T. Higgins
So
wants
who
to
do they
trade.
have?
They got
Jamar and Joe Burrow?
and they got Zach Moss, but
I mean,
Zach Moss played good.
Yeah, but that's
Taylor
a
was
down.
out.
That's still
It's
a downgrade.
downgrade.
It
is.
doesn't make
100%
sense.
Joe
downgrade.
Mixon was very good for them.
Yes,
So-
for a lot of years.
He's
One of the healthiest running backs in the
And
league.
now he's on the Texans,
Now he's on the
bro.
Texans.
A real prediction.
That's a scary ass team.
Do you
That
think
team is going to be
they are
scary.
the team to make the run against the Chiefs?
The Texans, I think, are the team that's built the most, as in they have every position that's young and good. And now they're going to get Tank Dell back for
Yeah.
he's going to come
Nico
back.
Collins has been on.
They're going to draft a safety. That's their only position they're missing. I already said they got Jeff Okuda. They got
So-
Daniel. Like,
Come
come on,
postseason,
bro.
what seed do they get?
I think they win
I
the
say
division
third.
I
again.
say so,
Houston. I'm saying in postseason.
Third.
What
Probably third.
seed? Okay.
I want to say
So
I think,
KC.
I think
the
whoever-
division winners.
Whoever comes out of the Pats division
Is second.
will be fourth.
So
I think fourth.
So
Yes.
Whoever
Oh,
comes out of
yes.
Pitt's division will be second.
Yeah, so we'll be
And
second.
the Chiefs will be first.
So, out of that division, the Pats division, I do think. Now, we were just talking about the Jags. The Jags got Gabe Davis. Now, in my eyes, that was a huge weapon for Josh Allen. Like, even like
He's their second
Stephon Diggs. And I hate to tell you, whoever's a Bills fan out there, I know for a fact Stephon Diggs wants a trade because I can see it in a couple games. Him and Josh Allen are not on the
They
same
butt
level.
heads, bro.
They butt heads all the time, so you know that's coming.
Another player,
That team is going to fall apart. So
diva. Bro.
You guys missed your chance.
yeah, like you
Dude,
had
you
your
guys had
chance
it.
multiple
it's been
times.
3 years.
Yeah.
The new rivalry that's going to happen is going to be the Chiefs and Ravens. It's
That
right
too.
there.
I think it's right. So the
You gotta
division.
include
I think the
Houston.
division winners.
Houston. You have to include Houston.
He did remarkable things as a rookie. He's
You're
not
right.
going to just
Yeah,
fall
I'm
off.
not saying he's trash. CJ Stroud is unbelievable. I
Yeah.
think I give him another 2 years.
But he'll still win the division though. Like,
Well, no, they're always going to be the division winner. I'm telling you, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud had an unbelievable rookie year. Don't get me wrong. I want CJ Stroud to compete against Lamar Jackson where
Yeah.
he's physically not nervous because we know. Don't get me wrong. He played. We saw it in Foxwoods
Yeah.
when he played the Ravens.
Mhm.
He got absolutely shelled,
I
which we knew was going to happen
Yeah, it's his
because
first play.
it's his
I know.
first playoffs. Props to him.
they did beat the Browns. Like, I know what you're saying.
They destroyed
Well,
them.
his second. His
the
second
next
game.
the next
First
step
second
for
game,
CJ
yes.
Stroud
Against a big team.
is to make that conference championship and compete in it.
You're right.
Like,
I was gonna say just like not off topic, but like can we just talk about how the Texans just like flipped the script?
I was going to talk about that, and this is what we were talking about, the routes of the Pats, and we could transition to the draft.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Come draft time now.
I listen to a radio station that's Boston, whatever. They talk about the Pats scenarios, and the way that the Texans flip the script is that every year they kept drafting linemen on both sides.
Yep.
Both sides for the last 3 years. Then they waited for their guy, which was C.J. Stroud, plugged him in to a rookie receiving core with one veteran, which is Rob Woods, with Dalton Schultz because he's a decent tight end.
Yeah, he's good.
So the route that the Pats could go is trade down their pick of 3 and get a late first rounder and another second rounder. Pick a bunch of people that aren't specialists, meaning quarterback, receiver, tight end.
Yep.
They go for O-line and all that type of stuff. They don't need defense. We know that.
Yeah.
So they would end up what they shouldn't do is trade down. But what they could do is go the Texans route. Get a bunch of linemen, stack them up, get a bunch of rookie receivers, stack them up, run it with Jacoby Brissett, suck for another year, get a high draft pick the next year, then take your guy. And then they'll be absolutely straight. Like 100%.
What is their second pick?
Their second pick is probably like the 34th pick in the draft. So it would be like the top 5 pick in the second round.
Yeah, but I hate to say it though, but
I'm not saying the Pats are going to flip the script. I'm saying that's the way the Texans did it, and that's like the only way I see a rebuild working, because I say rebuilds don't work, and they really don't unless you build the foundation first and then get your superstar guy.
But hear me out though. If you compare this year's draft class to next year's draft class, and I'm sure you guys won't know until time comes, you know.
This year's is a lot better.
I watch a little bit more college football than I do NFL. But this year's draft class, quarterback-wise, is 10 times more superb than next year's draft class. Next year's draft class is going to suck. So I don't know what the Patriots would do. I don't know if they want to go the Texans strategy. They do what they do. But here's my thing. Since you guys are the top 5 pick in the draft, I know it's going to suck. You guys should really keep that pick and really go after Drake May or go after any of those top 5 quarterbacks. Because next year, you guys can use all that for O-line.
That's the thing is that
Brissett for is a bridge QB to develop your next one.
And Jacoby Brissett was from Cleveland, like their offensive coordinator is from Cleveland. That's why they did that move. So that way he can transition him into creating an offense, and he'll translate Jacoby Brissett to whoever the rookie is and like kind of train him as in this is how we're going to run our offense, work with all of them pretty much. But Drake May has comparison to so all of the good quarterbacks in the NFL basically were told that they have poor mechanics and they're sloppy in college. Mahomes, Josh Allen, they all translated to the NFL. Drake May is the only quarterback in that draft that has that comparison. That he's sloppy but has a huge arm, which means you train him in the NFL, you show him how to throw, you put him in an offense, and he'll be good. And the other thing is the Pats need to drop Juju. They need to tell him to kick fucking rocks. Okay? That guy is a distraction to their locker room. Nothing but a distraction.
Yep. Yeah.
We know their defense will play well. That's no-brainer. And they're getting all of their guys that were injured back. Yeah. It's just, what do they do with 3?
I say the only wide receiver the Patriots should actually keep, and they talked about it, and I know for a fact they should do it, is keep Kendrick Bourne.
They already did.
Today they did that.
Because you get his confidence back, dude. When he was playing with the 49ers, that dude can ball. It's not even funny.
He was playing good before he tore his ACL.
He did good for us.
His Achilles.
And I think he took less money than he should. And there's another guy that did, Onwenu, the offensive tackle. Yeah. He took less money than the market, so that was good for you guys. You have $55 million left in cap.
Yeah.
And
we're second right
there's
now.
another route where you go get a quarterback now and you draft Marvin Harrison at 3.
I was going to say,
That's the route
fan of that.
I want them to do.
Yes.
I want to see them achieve Marvin Harrison and somehow work the trades with another team and hope that McCarthy is still on the board.
Him or Bo Nix.
I think
one
he's
of the
going to
two.
go in the first.
I think
One of them, McCarthy
you
or
get,
Bo
One of them is going to go and one of them isn't.
You get Marvin Harrison Jr. at 3. You wait until the second, mid-second round or whatever, and you get Spencer Rattler.
Yes. Oh my God. No. He had the best pro day out of any quarterback. He completed every pass besides 2, which were dropped. He had the best pro day out of everyone.
I don't think.
And he transferred to South Carolina to show his talent, bro. He'll be good. I'm
I
telling
don't
you.
think he's gonna be.
He will. He needs, but that he won't fit in the Pats
I
because
think McCarthy fits in the pack.
he won't fit in the Pats, and McCarthy probably will because he's more polished.
Yes.
I'm
I
saying
think he does.
Spencer Rattler needs to sit behind someone for a few years, learn the way.
He's gonna be a
And-
Tua if he does.
Nah, I think he'll be better than Tua.
The
I
Pats
think he will.
need someone
I'm not a huge Rattler
who
fan.
is.
I don't
I
think
think he's
Tua's Tua's all that.
No, Tua's not.
The Pats need a quarterback in which
they
they can develop right away and have him work into it.
Yes.
You cannot have a
Drake
quarterback
May.
sit
Drake
there
May.
and it's 2 seasons now. You think you're ready? No.
Yeah.
We need a mid-season guy who's going to come in. We need some type of development.
I think
after
week
this
1
season.
starter is Jacoby Brissett.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
also,
Yes.
Sure.
you also got to put in perspective that we have a whole new coaching staff now.
Yes.
So we
Gerard
don't know
Mayo,
how.
who knows how he's gonna
Their
be.
offensive coordinator has never called plays.
And yeah,
Never.
I'm not gonna
So
lie.
they need to figure that out. Stat.
I think if you do draft a quarterback, they are your preseason quarterback, and then
Sure.
Yeah, of
um,
course. See how he
Jacoby
does.
Brissett goes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you start
I mean-
mixing him in week 3, week 4. If Brissett's not playing well, but if he is, then just keep running with Brissett.
But
Yeah.
Brissett won't be the starter for the
No,
whole season.
no,
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
not.
not gonna lie. I knew this was kind of like a while ago, but when Brady was suspended for the first 4 games, Garoppolo went in. He got injured, and Brissett came in and balled out for
Yeah.
us.
He went 3-1. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But that was under Belichick, so Gerard Mayo's
That's what I mean.
first season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, Belichick, Belichick swears that he's ready. So let's see how Gerard Mayo is as a head coach. This is
I want to
Yeah,
see
but
the no hard
it just
ass
stands
approach,
away from
especially
for the Pats.
having him and having fucking sorry for the language, my bad. Hightower as our linebackers coach.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Favorite player of all time.
I'll tell you what. You better give him a shout out right now because we talked to him at Foxwoods. I'll give you a hint. Vodka tasting.
Oh yeah. Did we even mention that?
No.
We've met him before.
Yeah, so we met Randy Loss. Yeah, Randy Loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a loss towards the end of his career.
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah, Randy Moss. No, that's who we met. We met Ty Law at Foxwoods. Yep, that was a great time. His vodka tasting thing that happened that day, and we happened to just catch him towards the end of the night. We didn't actually attend it.
Thanks to my
3 in the
dad for
morning.
somehow.
Yeah,
3 in the
thanks to
morning
my dad for
conversation
somehow.
with Ty Law.
I'm sitting there in the kiosk. Your mom comes over. You want to meet Ty Law? What?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then my dad's just going down. He goes, Ty, and I'm like, Bobby. He goes, look. He goes, here's all of his buddies. Ty, tell him, Ty. My dad smashed. And
So
then
was
Ty's-
he.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Of course, his cousin or whatever.
Yeah, the fucking Ty Law's cousin comes downstairs and Ty's holding the fucking whole box of pizza. His cousin goes, "What kind of pizza is that?" He goes, "Bro, this is my pizza. You have yours upstairs. Just leave it alone." He goes, "Bro, I just want to know what kind you got." He goes, "Pepperoni." He's like, "Nice." NPC conversation.
Dude.
I mean, Ty Law had nothing but good things to say
Yeah.
about Belichick and Brady.
Yeah.
He obviously says that Brady's the GOAT. Like, nothing could change his mind, and I think he's obviously right. But yeah, Ty Law talks to us about, like, life, basically, which is kind of different perspective from a professional football player. Always traveling is what he said. It's not as easy as it seems, which is what I always say. Imagine traveling every single week to somewhere else. You're always constantly traveling. You have to meet every single time of meeting, prep, all that shit, every single
That's
week,
what I mean.
bro. It's a lot.
Imagine playing like a weekly sport like basketball, baseball.
Yeah.
And like it's pretty obvious. Obviously,
Every
you have
day
home
you're
and away.
traveling.
Especially
Yeah.
baseball.
But your stadium, your team is your home.
Yeah.
Your actual like house or whatever is not your
No.
home anymore.
Yeah.
You are not there.
That's why a lot of them don't put a lot into their house as in
Right.
money because they could be moving at any second, like as in changing teams.
I mean, Ty said it. I mean, he thinks Mayo's gonna do good. So
Just give him a shot
you know,
at that
yeah,
point.
that's what he said.
Remember
So
seeing
that's what we do.
remember seeing a graphic too where it's like 60% of Pats fans don't believe in him. It's like give him a chance. You
Well,
know?
they're
He hasn't
going
even
to
started yet.
because
But they will never give him a chance right away. It's all about trust in the
Correct,
NFL.
yeah.
You have to earn everyone's trust. That's not easy, but
No.
I think he will.
I mean, no offense. I mean, I know you know, but I mean, yes, I'm a Giants fan, and I live in Rhode Island, so it's Patriots territory. Majority of the fans, don't hate me on this, they badmouth anybody. That's all Boston's fans.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Bruins, Celtics, no matter what.
Bro, you go to the
Especially
TD
Celtics.
Garden, they print shirts that say F the player that they're playing against.
Yeah,
You see that
especially,
nowhere else.
Especially if the Celtics play the Mavericks and you hear fuck Kyrie and all that shit 24/7. But to go off of this, Patriots fans are going to badmouth right now Gerard Mayo because he hasn't. Obviously, because the season hasn't even started, so they're so used to Belichick, they're so used to winning.
That's
what
That's why.
It is. They're not
That's
used
why.
to Gerard Mayo.
And
not-
they're just not used to
to winning.
losing.
They are used to.
They're not used to losing, bro.
They're so used to
All
winning.
Pats fans I hear on
Yeah.
the radio, we're gonna get 6, 7, 8 wins. It's like, bro, maybe you'll get 2 more because you have no Mac and no Belichick, but it's like you just had a 4-win team and you're bringing back 85% of a 4-win team. That doesn't mean they're all good ass, but they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to get 6 wins max, and then they're going to improve season on season. Like, they're not just going to all of a sudden go back to the playoffs and be it again.
It's not gonna happen.
Did you see that Zappy thing?
No.
So
where the post.
you saw that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That thing was hilarious.
I think
So.
I did.
So what happened
liked
was
the post.
so when Mac Jones got traded to the Jaguars, Zappy licked the post. They caught him.
Yeah, he probably thinks,
He liked it.
I'm the starter.
Yeah, he's the starter.
Jacoby Brissett, bring him in the next day.
Yeah, Jacoby gets signed, and then there's sources saying that the Patriots are going to draft the quarterback, so Zappy's
He's gonna be
quiet.
third on the
third
depth
string,
chart,
yeah.
bro. Like,
Bro, honestly, everybody's like, oh, Zach
You know what's
over
gonna
Mac.
happen.
He really isn't that much better if he is.
he would have
Really
shown
isn't.
something. He would have shown some sort of glimmer every time he played. It was like, unless it was against Pittsburgh when he went off for some reason on that Thursday night.
Yep.
Other than that game, he didn't do anything special.
I don't.
It was always he did great in the first half,
Yeah.
and then the second half hits, and his legs are
yeah,
shivering, bro. His
does-
timbers, bro.
yeah, he does good like 2 games, then he has a bad game, and then he just goes bad.
Yeah.
It just happens. That one game just changes his whole mindset, and that's kind of like the thing with like younger quarterbacks. They get in their head too often.
Mm-hmm.
That's why veteran QB's kind of like what I want.
That's what I'm saying. CJ Stroud doesn't have that problem.
No.
He's a dog, bro.
I just want to see if he actually competes against Lamar, like on his level.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Like I'm talking about back to back, how Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes was in one game.
Yeah, it's valid.
I want to see CJ Stroud like that. Not bad mouthing him. I just want to see it like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's gonna be a whole different conversation.
As for the draft, for the top 3 picks, I personally think that it's pretty obvious. Caleb Williams goes number 1. The Bears have been all over Caleb Williams, as in at all of his stuff, pro day, a lot of media talks. He also won't give any of the other teams his medical information. I don't know if you guys saw that, Caleb Williams.
Yep.
He's only given it to the Bears. And I mean, I guess do as you want, but if the Bears pass on him, he's going to drop heavily in that draft.
I don't
Yep.
care for him. I don't care for
I don't
him.
think he's worthy of the first
He's
pick.
gonna be a bust.
I don't think
You know who he's gonna be? Johnny Manziel.
Yes, I can see it.
Dead serious.
He,
He's gonna be a
he
Johnny
has
Manziel.
like more skills than Johnny Manziel, but let's think he's going to the Bears, so it's going to be another Bears quarterback that fails out of the league within 3 to 4 years, like Justin Fields. Think, no team wanted to sign Justin Fields. Nobody. Every single team had the option. Justin Fields has been floating around. Pittsburgh, Falcons, Pats, Vikings.
Raiders.
They are today. Raiders are trading for him. I still don't think that will go through, but like every person is passing on Justin Fields. He's out. Caleb Williams will be out of the league within 4 to 5 years unless they have a huge revamp in Chicago, or he gets traded, sits behind someone like Mahomes or whoever did that, and then becomes good. Another thing, his attitude is a problem.
It sucks.
He's a punk.
He is a punk.
He is a punk. In the NFL,
He acts like his stuff don't fly.
no punks make it. Let's be real. Every quarterback is humble. They thank whoever they want to thank. They play their game. They never badmouth anyone. And they don't have any attitude towards the media. Nothing. And that's all Caleb Williams has. Like, it's insane. And also, the fault, no one realizes it, but he did have 2 back-to-back Heismans. But this year, towards the end of the season, he fell off. He started playing really, really bad. As in, teams figured out how to stop him, and once he goes to the NFL, it won't translate at all. And for the second pick, it's obvious. Washington wants Jaden Daniels,
Yeah.
which I think he will translate, but he's also small, and we all know how that goes. Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, they're small quarterbacks that don't translate. And again, he's on Washington. I know Washington got some signings. They got Eckler. They got what's his face, Bobby Wagner.
Hear me out though. You know who they signed for a quarterback, and I think he actually wouldn't be that bad.
Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota. If you give Marcus Mariota a chance,
Sure,
which I think Washington will.
They should do that type of thing, like what we're talking about with Jacoby Brissett. With him, he's been in the league. Show him the ropes. Give him some sort of knowledge.
Yeah.
And then number 3, I think Drake May. But I don't know like who else could break into the top 3. Like what?
I know
It's just
it's the offensive lineman J.C. Jackson's been climbing.
Unless
insane-
Harrison jumps and someone just randomly drafts
so
him.
Marvin Harrison's
That's the only player. Yeah.
been floating around top 5, right? A lot of people are saying he's going to go to Cardinals at 4.
Yeah.
J.C. Jackson's been climbing the ranks, which it's not bad to take a defensive.
There's the
person.
other guy, Joe Alt. He's a
Joe Alt,
lineman from
yep.
Notre Dame. He's the best lineman on the board. So whoever gets him is gonna have a stud.
And
for
then
years.
J.J. McCarthy, everyone's favorite question mark. They
Very-
all want
him and Bo Nix is the
Very
biggest question
random.
marks.
We haven't talked about this position. I forget the tight end from Georgia.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah. Yes.
Bowers.
Brock
I'd
Bowers.
like to
Yeah.
see what he can do. I've
Yeah.
seen him play. I've only watched him a couple times. Out of all those couple times,
He's made
He didn't do
insane.
bad.
He's
He
made
didn't
insane
do
plays.
bad a
the
single
majority of
game.
times I've
I'm
watched.
pretty sure your team's like favored to get him.
Probably one of them.
sure. I guess we'll
That
jump to
wouldn't
my
be bad.
team in the draft. Sure.
That wouldn't be
I'll
bad.
take him.
Don't need him.
The same problem occurs. The secondary, the defense. You could blindfold a fucking quarterback, dude, and he'll get a touchdown. We can't play defense.
It happened.
I want to say, go back to last season. How many times did you guys go into OT or have like
Sure.
30-point
30
games
points
on both
and
sides?
lose.
Sure. Oh
And
yeah.
lose the
and
game.
we look the first time, actually the first game of the season, we tied with Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
But again, it's overtime. We can't do anything. We can't get a good lead on anyone and keep
Or
it.
stop them.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenny Moore. He should just be 1 versus 11. He should be the only fucking defensive man out there. He'll still get a pick.
Like who do
somehow.
they have for D line? Like nobody.
Buckner.
Still? Yeah.
They
Yeah,
do.
DeForest Buckner.
We had Danico Autry. Guess where he went?
Okay.
Houston. Houston got Danico Autry.
Oh,
Who?
Quiddy Pay.
Quiddy Pay. Yeah.
Bro.
The other side. We have 4 linemen. You have 4 linemen coming down, and 2 are going to get to the quarterback. Now, if they have 5 guys there blocking,
Yeah.
like, do we even run a D line? Do we even run a D line? I don't know.
Nah.
We can't catch the.
Send out the trainers.
If you don't have Kenny Moore, fuck yeah, we'll forfeit. We take an L right away. Zaire Franklin, okay, maybe. Other than that, fuck it, talk the game. It's a loss. We can't keep up with any team. So what am I trying to get a point? What's the point of what I'm trying to make here? Draft defensive guys. Draft a safety. Draft a corner. The linemen, not the defensive line too strongly, but we need people who
Coverage.
can keep up with the receivers.
Yeah.
Keep up with anybody. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
You need someone to keep up with the pass and the ball.
Mhm.
Defense.
Mike, what do you want?
Who do you think the pass should go with?
Honestly, I got 2 in mind. Obviously, I wouldn't mind Drake May, but at the same time, it's like going from Mac and like Zappy as well. I don't really want to get another like young quarterback. I kind of want to keep Brissett, just see how it is, because I have no high expectations for the season. I think we're still a slump. Maybe do a bit better. That's about it. But I would love to see Harrison Jr. He's probably my favorite player in the draft. Like the way he plays. His father, he's a great player as well. So that's my hope. But in reality, we'll probably get a quarterback.
Yeah.
Just generic pick. It is
I
what
mean,
it
I
is.
think Marvin Harrison's going to be the player in that draft that translates the most to the NFL. He's going to be like the Jamar Chase and or Justin Jefferson. He makes those plays already. As for the Steelers, we have 2 wide receivers on our fucking team right now. We need a wide receiver. Specifically, they're looking at Xavier Worthy, and he was the fastest receiver in the draft. Comes from Texas, I believe.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. I think that he will be our speed threat, as in like the short route slant guy, and then we'll have Pickens for the long ball. Pittsburgh always drafts wide receivers well, usually in the second round. Deontay Johnson, that type of guy, Antonio Brown. But we need another player like that. We really do. If not, all of our picks Is it a bug?
Yeah.
Nice.
All of our picks should be wide receivers and or linemen because we just lost a core 4 to the Pats. He was one of our linemen. Our offensive line is always terrible, always. So if we're gonna have Russ, who you said it earlier, he's terrible with his reads. He takes a long time. He's gonna need a long time. So let's beef up the O line.
Yeah, and for the Ravens, we are
What do you guys need?
Exactly.
I don't know
offensive
what.
line. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yes.
guess.
We do. Ours
wanna say
sucks.
Want to say something?
What?
Because if Derrick Henry can go back to the first year of Derrick Henry, he's going to steamroll through anyone.
Exactly.
You don't need
Exactly.
an O-line. You don't need an O-line.
We need an we do
You could put
because
you could put 10 you could put
There's a
10
reason
guys in-
why Lamar has to scramble everywhere.
Yeah.
Because there's a
Because-
guy at him every time.
because
he can't get away.
Ronnie Stanley on the left side is too slow, and we need an offensive lineman. I hear a lot of people saying we need receivers. Sure, we can get another receiver.
Second round receiver has to be a Ravens move.
We
Has
are
to.
not getting that first round. No, no way. We need to stop Lamar from having a 12% completion under pressure, and we need to allow Derrick Henry to fucking murder everybody because he's never had an O-line.
I would draft a corner too. I would put a corner right there.
Yeah.
We do need depth. We lost.
Not a safety. I don't think you guys need safeties.
No.
Corners specifically.
Yeah.
Corners, they get burned.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like even Marlon Humphrey on a one-on-one is just
He's
like
not doing too. He
No.
hasn't been too often.
no.
But if we can beef up the left side a little bit
Yeah.
and allow Derrick Henry to run, it's gonna be game over.
Quick before Nobes, a name I'm going to say. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's from BC, a wide receiver that will be good. Is Keon Coleman. He's basically compares to Mike Evans of that draft. Whatever team drafts him, he's going to be a stud. And that's another receiver I hope Pitt has the chance to get. He'll probably go within the range of like 10 to 20 picks, but Pitt has like the 21st pick. So if he falls to us, I'd love to grab him.
I was gonna say, I think with J.C. Jackson and what was the other lineman?
Joe Alt.
Joe Alt climbing up, I think Olu Fashanu can actually drop down to
Yes.
us if we are lucky.
He should. I mean, how many teams really need an O-line? A few, but like I said, it's
a
receiver
very
and quarterback
deep
heavy.
class.
They'll get picked, and then the O-lines will drop, which means the Falcons will have a chance at some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of all the mock drafts I've been seeing, they've been what do you call it? Predicted to draft Dallas Turner, which I think their biggest need is just linemen in general, whether it be defense or offense. Because if we're gonna have Cousins, we don't want him to get sacked so much off that Achilles tear,
That's what I'm saying.
and then have him get injured, and then Desmond Ridder has to come in again.
He's good at the goal line. I like him. Ritter makes out great at the goal
Hey,
line.
Mr. Fumbles.
Ritter looks good in the Toy Story animated.
Yeah, that was a good game. I like that one.
Yeah, without Arthur Smith, I think he could do better because I think anyone would do better on offense without Arthur Smith.
So I get to
Number
deal
one.
with him, bro.
Yeah.
Ah.
Number one,
And
Arthur Smith.
Kirk Cousins isn't really if he needs to, he will, but he's not that mobile.
Yeah, he can move.
He
though.
can,
He's not like a statue like Tom Brady.
but I
Like,
wouldn't just. Oh, we have a quarterback that can move,
Yeah,
so we
he's
don't
35
need O-line.
years old. Like I
Like,
said, he
you're gonna
needs
need
that
blocking.
protection for sure.
I would like an offensive lineman because, especially with our running backs, we have Robinson and Algier, which is a very good young running back duo.
I like Algier. I like him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, to allow them to do well, need more O linemen for sure.
All right, Mr. G-Man.
I don't know.
So what do you guys need?
You-
A whole
you
53
need
man roster, a whole new
every single pick on the board, buddy.
Might as well just
What
trade
would
for
you?
everyone's first round.
What would be?
Well, I
Okay,
know you're-
everyone's first thing would be a quarterback.
Quarterback.
Sure.
Yeah.
If it's not a quarterback. Like, get away from the quarterback. What position are you targeting?
It depends. It depends. For the past couple of years, it's been brutal. Every single time I watch a game, I want to throw my phone at the TV and then tell my dad, "Oh, Dad, here we go again." And he goes, "Oh, I know Jimmy." He goes, "Yep, that's right." I said, "Oh, yep, here we go, another year." You just don't know with that team. I mean,
He drafted Daniel Jones.
Daniel frickin' Jones, dude. The dude that ran for 80 yards and started stumbling on the field, bro. And I'm like, great, awesome. And
So
how did that turn out? He's on the bench right now, riding that $80 million contract for 3 years.
I have an idea of who to target.
It's all the speculation. Do we need wide receivers? We do. Sterling Shepard, he's injury prone. Isaiah Hodgins, he's gone today. That's what I heard. That's
He's
great.
gone?
Yep, he's going to be gone.
Wow.
He's testing for agency.
He's
So
good.
we literally lost our best
Wow.
wide receiver. Actually, Slayton's good too. We have Slayton. That's the only one that's pretty much reliable.
Didn't you get
You know
the,
who's gonna be leaving
rookie
soon?
last year?
Waller.
He's
Darren
gonna
Waller.
want
We have no
out.
tight
He's
end.
also been kind of inconsistent. And
He's
also
been inconsistent,
injury
too.
prone too.
We lost a couple of defensive studs. Don't get me wrong. We lost Xavier
Jalen
McKinney.
Hyatt.
Yes.
I have a
yes.
side for you to target.
Defense.
I would target defense. You have no offense. Okay, that sucks. But here's the reasoning. If you target defense, you have a couple guys already on defense. That's pretty good. I know you lost Xavier, right?
Because literally the best thing we have right now is literally Kayvon Thibodeau
Build
and
off
Brian
of
Burns.
him.
It's gonna be stupid.
If you're in Burns, right? You build the defense. If your defense is good, that will give you guys more time to look at one side of the ball.
Yeah.
See where your best products are on offense and work on those rather than you don't have to work on defense because you already have that put together.
But hear me out though. Last year, Xavier McKinney, he was injured, and
Can't do anything about that.
you can't do anything about that. But the Giants' defense still played pretty good against big time teams.
Yeah.
So you
Hear
need
me
to
out though.
competed.
So I hate to say it, it's everyone's first option. We need a quarterback. I really hate to see this. We do need a quarterback. Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this shit all over again? Yeah, let's do it all over again. Is Brian Dable gonna be in the hot seat after this year? That's what Giants fans are asking.
He's already in the hot
He's
seat.
already in the hot seat. Do I think he's a bad coach? He's not a bad coach. And is this the reason why Saquon left? I don't blame Saquon for leaving because the past few years it's been Ben McAdoo. It's been Brian Dable. Who else did you have? Jason Garrett. We ran through coaches like you're running through underwear, bro. It's insane.
That franchise over the
That
last
franchise,
all the years they
a
had
$5 billion
Barkley.
franchise that's been arguably one of the best football teams in the NFL, probably in history, is sad, dude. It's so sad.
all the years they had Barkley, they were never stationed. They were
No.
never solid.
No.
Not 1 year was he when he was on that team. Did that team have something?
Which
complete.
that just
Barkley didn't even
the
get
only-
an offer this.
Yes,
offseason.
that's-
He didn't
He
get
did
one.
not. He didn't.
I
get
knew it was gonna
contract
happen though. I knew it was gonna happen because they didn't want to pay him. Which don't get me wrong. I mean, quarterbacks really right now it doesn't really matter in my. They just want all the money, and I don't think quarterbacks are going right now. Like pretty much right now, you see teams with wide receivers and quarterbacks because that's what's in the game.
the market is
Like
insane.
they're gonna Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs. He's a decent running back. He had a good year. He's a
Two
decent
chips.
running back in my 2 chips.
One and
yeah.
two, first and
But
second year, 2 chips.
What is making the Chiefs win? Receivers. That's in
And their quarterback.
Mahomes.
I mean,
That's
I
what's
was gonna
making
say
them win
it's
everything,
Mahomes and
bro.
their D.
their defense.
The-
It was
yeah,
the best,
Spags.
best
Spags left
defense
too.
that Mahomes has had his whole
As
his
a
entire
Giants
career this
fan-
past season.
As a Giants fan,
Buddy's in misery.
I'm in misery.
You don't even
I'm
know
a
where to
Smithsonian
begin.
fan.
You don't even know where to begin.
Because the best time so far in my life was seeing OBJ and Saquon together. Well, then when that's gone, it was like, oh great.
You guys
here we
are in
go.
rebuild. There is
Where
no
we go.
Super
I
Bowl.
don't even-
So-
there is none.
So
what is
my-
the front office thing to do?
Yeah.
Like you're
I want to say this, right? All these teams in rebuild now. I know this is such a deep quarterback class and whatnot, and if they want to get their franchise QB, then go ahead. But you need to build your team up and then get your franchise QB. You're gonna miss out on all the guys this year. You know what I'm saying?
And there's one team in rebuild mode that I think is in rebuild mode. That there's 2 players that need to figure out what is going to happen now. It is the Vikings.
Mhm.
Justin Jefferson,
Yep.
you need to leave. I don't care if your family's in Minnesota. I don't care if your girlfriend, your wife, whatever your
But-
status is in
He's
Minnesota.
gonna be
You
another-
need to get out of
He's gonna be
there.
another OBJ.
You need to go.
If it
If he
happens.
gets that pocket, he's staying in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
If
well,
he gets
wants-
that max,
He
like
will.
all
He
record-breaking
will. He's the
$200
best- he's the
million
best wide receiver in the
wide
league.
receiver
And I get it.
contract, he'll stay for the money.
Players do it for the money.
Yeah.
But then there's some players out there who want a championship.
Who actually want to.
You're
win.
not going to get anything in Minnesota. You're not going to get it. And you know another player that made a mistake?
TJ Hawkinson.
He signed 4.
Top 5, 4.
4 and 1
years.
was last year, yes.
Okay, you have 3 years on that team who are in a rebuild mode.
With Sam Darnold.
It is going to take probably, I would say,
Sam
3
Darnold.
plus years for that team to make the postseason.
I want to say
I don't expect them to go anywhere.
It's just because their division's kind of trash, but like, well, not really.
I would say Green Bay and
If I-
Detroit now.
yeah.
It's not easy. It's not gonna be
no,
easy.
that's not going to be an easy.
No.
If I have to go back to what about the Giants stuff like that. If I have 3 picks, our Giants fans, we already know what we all want. We either want a quarterback or an O-line. I'm telling you right now, let's skip out on the O-line again because we just got one of Green Bay's best O-linemen, and there's always gonna be O-linemen. So let's just have a tough time. Let's see what Singletary does. We'll probably have him on screens doing stuff like
Getting
that.
popped in the
We
backfield.
we need to put the fear into Daniel Jones. I'm telling you this right now. We need to draft. Here's my
How many more years
quarterbacks.
does he have on his contract? Jones.
2.
Probably 2 more, yeah. 2 more.
My
We're going to
God.
put the fear in Daniel Jones. So, skip out on Drake May. McCarthy, because not to mention we missed that Eli Manning arm, bro. We need that arm again.
I need to say something. The definition of Daniel Jones was week 1 of this past season. They faced Dallas on Sunday Night Football. Holy shit.
Trounced.
I don't gotta say nothing. If you want to see
40-0, baby.
if you want to see the definition of Daniel Jones and him getting popped every play, you can go and view that game for yourself
Yeah.
in the highlights.
So I got McCarthy. I think Bo Nix is going to be a sleeper. Don't get me wrong. I do think he's going to be a
Let him sit
sleeper.
under someone, bro.
So
he'll be
he's going
fine.
to sit under someone.
I
So
don't know.
I want those 2 quarterbacks. The way everything plays out in the draft, I want those 2 quarterbacks the most. I don't want Spencer Rattler. I don't want anybody else. I want those 2 guys, and it's going to depend on the Patriots if they either take Drake May or McCarthy. It's whatever it's going to happen. So we're either going to take one of those
What
quarterbacks.
pick do they have?
They have, I think, before us,
No, I'm saying Giants.
4th.
No.
Fourth
They
or
have,
fifth?
they have 5.
Yeah,
five.
Cardinals.
No,
are
Chargers
fourth. I'm
are
sorry.
Then is it 6?
Probably.
That's
They're
tough.
within.
56.
They're within that region.
Yeah, they're right there.
That sucks, though.
So
Let me.
I don't know. It's all speculation on
They do have
Then
six.
randomly
6.
on the TV, you're gonna draft. That's nice. You're gonna draft a lineman. That's defense.
Or the most
or
random.
a kicker. Sure, why not?
Or-
Something that's not gonna make sense.
Or they go take
Someone to put up the
Always
what's
happens.
Washington's guy, Penix. They go take him.
Yeah, Giants are
Shock
6.
everybody.
Could.
He's not awful, and that's one guy we haven't talked about. But I think Denver is looking at Penix. Very.
They were looking at McCarthy. Too.
Denver is
But they're
also
at,
another
They're
rebuild
at
team.
12, and McCarthy's shooting up.
Dude, I'll tell you what, dude. I almost nearly blew my head off when I heard, oh yeah, the Giants are thinking about still rolling with Daniel Jones. When I saw that Bleacher Report, I said,
I don't know why. I don't
I said,
get it.
so here's the thing with the Giants. I don't
want
get
to
it.
admit that they did a wrong pick, so
I
they're gonna
don't-
stick with their guts.
I don't get it. It's a loyalty thing.
Yep.
I swear
Sure.
to God.
They came
When
out and
Eli
said that
Manning
they
was
were buying
quarterback,
receivers.
Before Eli retired, Eli Manning had a statement stating that, you know, the Giants need to take Daniel Jones. We need to take Daniel Jones. We need to take him because he's balling out in Duke. And Eli Manning vouched for this kid. He said, oh, this kid's going to be real good, blah, blah, blah. Thanks, Eli Manning. Yeah, that's why you commentate Monday Night Football, right, with your brother? Stay there. Stop talking. I love you for the past 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
You gotta stay commentating, dude. I can't. He needs to keep his nose out of it. We need a whole new fresh face in there,
I have a
and
question.
we need Daniel Jones just to start getting scared.
I have a question.
Or trade him.
Give me one reason why you keep Daniel Jones. What is he good at?
There's no reason other than what I said. They won't admit they had a bad pick.
Is there something good?
No.
I
They
do.
did-
We've seen all
hear me
Daniel
out, hear
Jones.
me out,
What has he
hear me
got?
out, Hear
Nothing.
me
I'm
out.
asking him.
Hear me
He's
out.
a fan. I don't know.
Hear me out.
We all know it.
Hear me out. You're not a Giants fan, so you don't watch every single
Buddy.
game.
How old?
Yeah,
is
you're
he?
right. You go by.
He's young.
He's young.
Come
He's like
on.
25 or whatever.
Oh.
You're a Pittsburgh fan. You don't see every single game like I do in torture.
Look at the highlights. They're all dumbass fumbles. He has the most turnovers
Listen
besides
to me.
Josh Allen.
Listen
bro.
to me though.
He's horrible.
You're right. He is horrible. But listen to me, right? You're right. I absolutely hate him. I
Why-
can't stand.
why
I
don't
can't
you-
stand. I cannot stand Danny Blowbags, bro. I can't stand.
Why
him.
don't you
Hear me
email
though.
the Giants and say, listen,
You can't get to Joe Shonen. You can't get
Listen.
to Brian Dable. They're all
Tell
got
them-
the Air Jordan 4s on the turf field right now, getting ready to go over what's next on the freaking defensive plays. This
listen,
team blows, bro.
you
I
gotta
can't.
email the Giants and say, listen, I know you guys are on your couches.
How about Vic? Vic DiBattista used to email them.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man.
Dude,
Locker room talk.
Yep.
He's gonna need a doctor after all the screaming he does.
I know.
I haven't watched any of his
bad.
late videos, but I can only imagine it's
But
just
to go
him
back to
going
Daniel
insane.
Jones, if we actually look at Daniel Jones in the past 3-4 years, I know the interception and the touchdown ratio is dog shit.
This is a
Hear me out.
professional league we're talking about. Why are you gonna keep
You're
this
right.
guy?
It's the Giants.
honest.
It's the Giants' way. I don't get it.
Be honest with
legit, just like with Eli Manning. Just like we should have got rid of Eli Manning 2 years ago, and we kept him because we felt bad. Oh, he's gonna retire soon, and we owe up to him because he won us 2 Super Bowls against Tom Brady.
How do you fucking
for God's sakes, and stuff like that.
How do you watch this
But
team
hear me
every
out,
Sunday?
I don't know.
After
Like,
week
like
one
that.
of this past season, dude, we
I'm
were
gonna give you the
crying,
glimpse.
laughing because of he was getting
You're right.
smoked every
You're right.
play.
But hear me out. Here's a glimpse of every
Probably has
single
CTE.
time, every single game,
Probably.
every single game I watch, either with my dad or myself, and I see Dak Prescott throws a 40-yard bomb to CeeDee Lamb. Oh, the TV's turned off right there. Yep, and I already know the outcome. But hear me out though. The touchdown and the interception ratio between Daniel Jones absolutely blows. But if you look at the passing yards and the way he actually, hear me out, I do think he has somewhat of vision.
Yeah, because he goes, fuck it.
Somewhere, somewhere.
He's good
Yeah.
short passing.
Someone's over there.
Dude, when it
Sure.
comes to a bomb, dude, that dude's throwing the Saturn, dude, and I think he's getting intercepted by the freaking.
But anyone in the
The
NFL can
aliens,
make
dude.
a short pass. Sam Howell can make a short pass.
But
Sam
to
Howell
answer you guys' question,
puts up pass
I'm done
yards.
with them, and I can't stand them anymore.
good. I'm glad.
But you
We
know
all
what? The
hate
Giants have a
Daniel Jones
loyalty
guts.
thing. The Giants have a loyalty
Yeah, they have a
thing.
loyalty thing with Brian Dable too.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
he
think
did
he's a
good
bad
in-
coach.
He did good in his first year, and then they've tanked ever since.
I don't think he's
So-
a bad coach,
No.
though.
I want to say the Giants did come out and say that they have buyer's remorse for having Daniel Jones' contract so early.
No, any insight on the
See,
Giants?
Yeah, we're going to have to eat it out, so.
Not really. It's just like me with the Sharks. I can't stand them.
Alright, see, well, that's
I'm not
fair.
gonna lie. Like before last season, I was like, you know what, Daniel Jones, keep an eye on him.
Give him a shot.
Hopefully he does well. Remember we had a talk. You kept saying, "Oh, he's garbage." I'm like, just give him a season, you know, and see how it goes.
And how did that make up?
He's terrible.
Dude,
Get him out.
I bring it up all the time. I don't know. I think it was you three. I think Nobes was there too. Week one, bro. I haven't cried, laughed over a quarterback getting smoked so many times.
Dude, I wanted to put my phone on notification silence.
It
bro.
was
That's what I wanted to do.
horrible.
I'm gonna include some clips.
It
of
was
that.
horrible.
Oh, yeah.
The worst moments of Daniel Jones in that game.
Oh man.
Dude, the best thing out of Daniel Jones, actually, you know what? Daniel Jones does have one good thing about him. You guys ready to hear this? This is the reason why I went to Philly. The screen passes to Saquon Barkley. And what does Saquon Barkley does? Oh, Daniel Jones, oh crap. I overthrew it again. Saquon one-handed. Here comes another 10 yards. Oh, fumble. Here we go. Brian Dable.
Hey,
Yeah,
if we,
put in Tyrod Taylor.
if we
Tyrod
Tyrod Taylor saved the fucking
Oh
team.
my god, that was with the Jets.
Danny DeVito did.
Actually, yeah.
Danny DeVito.
Daniel DeVito.
No, Tommy DeVito. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Danny DeVito.
Meatball.
You wanna
the first,
laugh?
the first 2
My
weeks.
cousin's actually not far from him. He actually lives in Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, my cousins are not far from him, I guess.
He didn't play bad, but he's
No.
not your main guy.
He's not the guy. He's just a Cinderella story. Yeah, you can talk. My fault.
Yapping over here.
So I brought up the video. I went nuts.
Hey, so the first 2 weeks of the Giants season, they went what 0-80 until they made a 30-point comeback against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so it was like 0-70 or some shit like that. Because it was 40-0 to the Cowboys, and then it was 30-0 to the Cardinals until they made their comeback. Man, you gotta love that one.
It's insane.
The Cardinals, they're picking before them.
Dude, you want me to tell you what the highlight of my childhood is? The Giants being a wild card and smoking the 16-0 Patriots.
Listen, buddy. All right.
That's the highlight of my
David
childhood.
Middery.
Dude, you know what my life consists of now as the Giants?
Turn
Not
off,
watching
Pure
football.
excitement.
turn off the TV.
Pure excitement of turning off the TV and watching a black screen for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Dude, you walk in.
And OBJ,
I love
bro.
watching Red Zone, right? So it's like, oh man, touchdown here, touchdown here. Daniel Jones sacked again, touchdown here.
Fumble.
Daniel Jones fumble. It's a
It's
fucking
always the
touchdown.
other team that gets a touchdown on this fumble. Yeah,
Yep.
it's so
You're
funny.
basically watching the whole Giants game.
Basically,
On
because
Red
it
Zone.
cuts back to it.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel Jones is sacked again.
Just for the wrong reason.
I'll tell you what, the best thing out of this whole team though is being the Commanders.
You know what I think we need? I think we need a special guest of your dad front and center and say, you give us the rundown of what the Giants need to do and what you think, how they've made out in the past couple of
Yeah,
years.
Bobby.
What with a bear in his hand?
Sure.
All right, Bobby. Here's a lowdown. The Giants fucking suck.
I'm telling you right now, Giants fans, Daniel Jones is going to eat this contract, and the best way to trade him is for the next popcorn guy that wants a job at MetLife Stadium, because that's the only way we're going to get rid of this dude, because this dude is worth every single kernel in that freaking popcorn bag. This dude blows so much cock, it's embarrassing.
All right, so you obviously think the Giants finished last in their division.
Hands
right?
down.
Okay, let's go around. Last topic here. Where we think our teams finish in their division. Levac, start.
I think the Colts finish third. At highest, they can make second if the Jaguars fall off, because it just seems like from the end of this past season, they haven't been good. So I expect the Colts to finish third, at the highest, the second position.
Yeah.
Mike?
So, AFC East not really like looking too hot for both the Bills and the Pats. But I think if Pats can get lucky and get an extra win, we could get third, but we're probably gonna get fourth. I think Bills just out edge us,
Yeah, I mean,
So who's the winner? So who's the winner of that division though?
Say the Jets.
I have the
Jets.
Jets.
Jets. Dolphins will be close.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna come
I
back.
know
for
he's
the
old.
best
I
team.
know.
Jets
Their
will be-
defense is stud
I
worthy,
just
bro.
think-
That defense is stupid.
Yeah,
And if you have Rodgers, throwing to Wilson,
Not bad
it
at
is
all.
game over. Dude, and we saw how what's his face, Zach Wilson was against throwing to Garrett Wilson against
Not only that, but they worked on their offensive line so much. Brees Hall, dude, he's gonna be running.
Is that
He's a
running,
good- he's a good
running.
Nah.
No, he got released and then signed by the Ravens for the rest of the last season, and then he's a free agent again.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's gonna be a practice squad.
I don't know why, I'm just really high on the Dolphins' high-powered offense. I just love the speed.
They got rid of Christian Wilkins.
Best, yeah, it's
I
just
don't-
their defense that
I
doesn't
think
do it.
that-
You know who did get on defense for that team? Jordan Poyer.
That
Yes.
is true. I
And
forgot
they got
about that.
a linebacker. I forget who they got.
I was gonna say
Shaq Barrett.
yes.
Shaq Barrett from Tampa.
Yes.
He's also good.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I can. It's just the Jets. I could see Rodgers coming back and just absolutely.
Especially
The first time the Jets win
Well,
the division
we-
in X amount of years. Aaron
Sorry.
Rodgers to the
Actually,
playoffs.
Sorry.
Jokes
Blah,
on
blah,
you
blah.
guys.
Part of
Jokes
the
on you
script.
guys. They're not going to win the division because come November, Aaron Rodgers won't be able to play football anymore because he's going to be running for vice president.
That's true. I saw that.
Curry had a shot at
That would
president.
be the
Yeah.
Steph Curry.
that'd be the funniest.
I saw
thing
that
ever.
too. He wants to do politics. As for Pittsburgh, I said this today to them. I have no expectation. We could be good. Our roster is pretty good, as in defense. We have a better quarterback. But our division is one of the best in the league. Even with Joe Burrow having no one to throw to, the Bengals will be above 500.
They'll find a way.
The
Yep.
Browns are good now. They're going to be well above 500. I think they have a shot to win that division. And the Ravens are obviously the Ravens. They're going to be there. I mean, the best we could do is probably third. If we win a lot of divisional games, which Pittsburgh does, they steal a lot of divisional games. We could get second and get a wild card. We do have Mike Tomlin, doesn't have a losing record. But yeah, I mean, my guess is fourth, which that's how it's going to end up being because we have fucking Arthur Smith, clown face, as our offensive coordinator. But yeah, so I'm going to say fourth, unfortunately.
So I'm going to say I think Pittsburgh goes 2 or 3
Really?
because I don't think Cleveland does what they did last season.
I don't think so.
I don't
It
think
could be a
I don't-
Cinderella story. but
Exactly. I don't think
their
Cleveland-
roster is just good, though.
It is.
It's
It
just
is.
like so stacked.
Watson has fallen.
You
off.
also he does.
Yes.
He's just not.
You have to look at that division as a whole and how gruesome they are. To
They
each
are
other.
getting Nick
Yes.
Chubb back.
Yes, they are.
So-
They
so
are.
That's
That's
a
gonna
lot.
be. But
helps
then
a lot.
again, what if fucking Nick Chubb goes?
Some
in
players
week
don't
2 again.
play
A lot
the
of
same
players
way.
coming back
Exactly.
from an injury like that, they're never the same the season
Exactly.
after.
That's what you gotta be worried about.
But I mean, we could play devil's advocate. If it's a healthy Nick Chubbs and it's the Nick Chubbs we know,
Yeah, I
Nick
know.
Chubbs is probably right behind McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
opinion.
100%.
good.
Top 3 running
He's the
back in the
second
league.
best running back in the league, in my
100%.
opinion.
So the
So
Ravens.
I say the Ravens take it again,
Yeah.
right? But I think it's Pittsburgh 2, Cleveland 3, Bengals 4, but I don't think it's an easy 4 for Bengals.
I hate to write off Joe Burrow. I really do.
No, that's
We're
what I'm
gonna
saying.
come back and eat our words because he's gonna go off.
I think it's all 4 from this division
Could
make
make
the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Yeah.
It's always it's always.
It's usually 3,
It really is.
and especially now with the added seed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, recently it's been like that.
yeah.
Because Pittsburgh made 7, Cleveland made 5, and then we made 1.
Yeah.
So then you put us at 1, Pittsburgh at 5, Cleveland at 6, Bengals at 7.
That'd be crazy. It'd be insane.
And it's not like I get they have to deal with T. Higgins' contract coming up, and then Jamar Chase coming up, and they just got rid of they're getting rid of Tyler Boyd. They got rid of Joe Mixon, but
Who is the running back?
Zach Moss.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They signed him 2 years.
And
That's right.
Samaje Perine. He's a good backup.
He's pretty good.
He
Yeah,
left
good.
the Broncos.
Oh, you're right.
He's on the Broncos.
You're right.
Yeah.
Never mind. I forgot they didn't have him last season, and he played awful for the
Oh.
Broncos.
Yes.
So.
Well, maybe that's why I don't
But-
remember him too much.
He was there
I think.
for like 3 years, 2 years. Like he was
He was
last on the
good
team
for them.
2 years
I
ago.
remember.
Oh, they have that kid that was popping off at the end of last season. Chase Brown.
Okay.
Yes, I seen him earlier today
Yeah.
on Instagram. It's like breakout candidates.
Yep.
Which the first breakout candidate was Drake London. They expect this upcoming season.
Now that he has like a quarterback and like a
So-
smart coach.
The Falcons. What do you think about the division rankings this upcoming season?
I think the Falcons do win the division, but if they get a wild card, I wouldn't be upset about it. The only team I'm scared of that the Falcons would fight for is Tampa,
Yeah.
or maybe the Saints as a dark runner or a dark horse.
They just re-signed Evans, Mayfield. They lost Shaq though, so that's
Yeah.
hurts on
For
defense.
Tampa,
They
yeah.
paid a lot for Baker though.
Yeah.
And for Mike Evans.
Chris Godwin needs to step up though. I didn't
Yes.
see much
He
production
didn't.
last
He
season
He
either.
didn't.
They still have a good defense without him, though.
Yeah. I
Definitely
mean,
a key
yeah,
player.
it's so-
Rashad
Yeah.
White. Actually,
Rashad White's a
Rashad
sleeper.
White didn't. He didn't run it as much though. It was always
yeah.
catching it like and yards after the catch. That was his thing.
Love him in fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
I have him
That's why he
fantasy.
was good in fantasy because he was always yards after catch. He was never.
he is such a
running
good
back.
like young running back though.
Yeah.
He'll
He's a
be
good
there
running
for
back.
years. Yeah.
Kyle Pitts too. He's gonna have a better. He's gonna
Yes.
have a better season.
Has
There's
to.
no way he's not going to.
And
with Cousins. There's
with
no way.
with their new OC, you can't sit here and tell me that Bijan isn't going to be a
He's gonna
top
get a
5
lot
running
more
back.
Bijan.
I think they have the
should be a
best
top 10.
offense in the division.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
by far.
They have the best quarterback in the division for sure. I
Yep.
think. Like you're not going to pay him that much money if he's not.
Yeah, especially after
No.
the draft, too.
I think
You
it's
guys can make
playoffs or
comments.
nothing for me at this point
Yeah.
for
And
the Falcons.
I
Well, if they don't win the division, what is their record chances of getting into the wild card spot?
Probably very slim because to win the division it's going to be like 10 wins, and to get into the wild card it's going to be like 12 wins. So it's division or nothing
yeah.
at that point.
Honestly,
Yeah.
with the way their division went last season, where it was 7 or 8 wins to get in, I think it's going to be this maybe 9
Yeah, I mean
for
nine
that division.
could do
And
it.
the only person they're going to be competing with is Tampa because Panthers are screwing over the rebuild. $100 million for my guard.
Insane.
And then
yeah.
the Saints.
We got weapons. Deontay Johnson. He can't even run straight if you tell him to.
Yeah.
Like
And then the Saints.
I like Chris Olave. I hate
they're-
to say it. but-
No, I love Chris Olave.
Chris
I
Olave
love
is
Alvin
great.
Kamara.
Sure.
I love the both of them.
Sure.
Michael
But their
Thomas,
head
I
coach
love.
is such a bitch.
yeah.
He's not making any moves.
I don't hear much from him really.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He lets people bully him.
Did they pick up anyone in this free
No,
agency?
They released
Nobody,
Mike
like-
Thomas, which I
Mike
think
Thomas
they
got
needed
released
to.
today.
They
Yeah,
needed to
he's
do that.
again just a distraction.
Because they
to the
have
locker
Rashid
room.
Shaheed. They have
Yes.
Chris Olave.
Dude,
I
Like,
think the Saints are just like the definition of like a mid team.
Yes.
The fall off of Michael Thomas needs to be studied.
Yeah.
Do you
Bro
think?
did really
And or,
well,
like-
slant boy.
He
Same with,
stole
Jamal
so
Williams.
much money from them as in
Yeah.
contracts.
Same with Jamal Williams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
leading rushing touchdown, and then goes to the Saints and gets 1.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They didn't give him any looks.
He gets 1 because Jamison Williams goes. All right, guys, let's fake the victory formation.
Is Winston still their quarterback?
Nope,
Winston-
he left.
Winston is the
Is in
backup at
Cleveland.
Cleveland, yes.
Oh, that's right.
So
Who's
now
the
there's
quarterback
Derek
now?
Carr.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
That's
Let
right.
me ask you a
I don't
question.
know why I forgot
Being a
that.
fan of the NFC South, is there a chance that Carolina tops the Saints in the division? Because Carolina
As in
has,
for the third spot.
no.
Nah.
like after screwing up their rebuild.
They've been getting a lot of hype since with free agency. Well, I know Brian Burns left, but it was just a question.
They don't even have a first round pick this year because they gave it to the Bears.
All right. I'm gonna ask you
Just
this
a
question. Do you think Bryce Young is gonna do better this year?
He has to.
He has to prove it.
It's not even that.
Because last year it was so horrendous to look like Daniel Jones.
He did so bad. It's that there's no way he could do worse.
True.
Like that's the worst. That
He
could do.
has to ball out this year.
And
so what do you think?
Did they even add any like receivers? Or
Deontay
anything?
Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, and then they have Adam Thielen.
Who's gonna
Who's not
soon?
Yeah, I mean he's old.
34.
Yeah,
I think that he'll do better. I think the Panthers will do better. It's just that all the other teams in the NFC South are just better than them.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then I'll say this: I know we don't really talk about these divisions because of our team, but I'm pretty sure everyone's in agreement with the Lions going to take NFC North.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
That's a dogfight.
Green Bay started turning
It's
on
gonna be the
in
Green
the
Bay
end of that
Lions.
season, and Green Bay beat them on. I
And they
remember
got
it was on
Josh
Thanksgiving. They beat them,
Jacobs.
and now they have Josh Jacobs. Like
It's
you
going to
said.
be close.
Yes.
And Dan Campbell is probably
hope
always
you-
thinking about that loss to San Fran. this
I
past
really-
week.
I
Yeah.
bet you he's always thinking about that call loss to
That's-
Dallas
Yes.
when the
When they didn't
lineman didn't report.
They
Yes.
got the 2-point conversion to the lineman, and then they said he didn't report. He clearly did. They showed it everywhere.
But I'm
Dan
saying-
Campbell needs to learn to stop maddening the game away. Stop going for it on fourth down. You're at a professional football
You can do
league.
that, but when you're in a situation like that where you can get an easy field goal,
To put yourself
Take
up
it.
in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Also, I mentioned it on the first video about the NFL as well. What he said about after the season still rubbed me off, where he was like, that was our one chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said it was their-
It kind of
I'm
just shows
sorry.
that his head's
And-
I'm sorry that went up my ass sideways. I don't know how you could
Yes.
say that.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
our one chance to win, and he also still has not said it's my bad.
It sounds
he still
like
has not.
it sounds like
yeah.
something Kyle Shanahan would say, which Kyle Shanahan did say that.
So
Yeah.
it's not something you do for a morale booster for your players, you know.
No,
it's
Kind of
just
seems like they don't really care now.
Because he has that whole locker room. All those guys love playing for him. They all say it, no matter what. To go out and say something like that after
It's hard.
with that game, that is horrible.
Yeah.
And you should not, a coach with his caliber and the way, with his reputation, you should not be saying that crap.
Yeah.
Because I have so much respect for Dan Campbell. It's not even funny.
So I mean,
He's a good
can
guy.
you imagine someone big as like Belichick saying that? Everybody just be like,
People
what
get
are you
that
doing?
pissed.
Why would you say that to your players? You know?
It's like
they
if-
work so hard to get there.
If
and, you know,
Belichick did that and made that decision, the first thing he would say in his press conference is, that decision was on me. I was the one that decided we didn't go for it, and we lost because of me. Not, oh, this is our only chance to win, and I stick by my decision because that's what we've done all year. It's like, bro, this is the biggest game of your fucking life. This is the biggest game of all of your players' careers, and you bottled it. Dan Campbell bottled that game, and he still hasn't admitted that he did.
He should have destroyed them. There's no reason.
Technically was.
There's no reason the 49ers should have came back against the Packers. There's no way the 49ers should have came back against the Lions.
Yeah, it's insane.
But they did.
We know the lineup, at least the bottom two, for your division. The Giants are fourth.
Well, so about 30 to 40 minutes of the video we just took got cut. We have an hour to edit, which that means we missed part of a lot of our conversation. We do apologize. To sum up the video, we hope you enjoyed our talking about the NFL free agency. We're obviously all very annoyed right now because we are missing an hour
There's
of
always
our content.
There's always something.
behind the scenes. There's always a
every
problem.
every time
time.
there's a problem.
I just want to say one thing. For those that are subscribed, thank you for having us over 50 subscribers.
Yes.
I know it's not
Yeah.
too much, but there's always a milestone to shoot for. So
We are pushing for 100. If you're new, please sub.
But-
Next video, we are going to be playing a card game. It's called Shit Happens. We did promo it, but that got deleted. With all of that being said,
there it is.
we will see you guys in episode 9. Mike?
With all the fucking problems we're having with these video, you know what there's no problems with?
Okay,
Yeah!